And here we have the Marvel Legends series, Spider-Man, Absorbing Man, Build-A-Figure series, Edge of Spider-Verse, Spider-Gwen, and probably the most highly anticipated figure in this series. Perhaps the most is going to be the most sought-after figure, I believe, in the wave. And a lot of maybe scalper bait, hoarder bait. And the figure that I was looking forward to getting the most out of this series, and here we have the packaging. She shares it with the Ben Riley Spider-Man. Here's the rest of the assortment. Absorbing Man. Okay, it's a great figure. I'm so pleased with this figure. I'm glad it did not disappoint. There are a little, if at all, the only issues I have with this figure are the quality issues on the paint, as always, because there's going to be a lot of white on this figure, and you're going to have to expect that there'll be some issues. And already off the bat, you can already see that. There you go. There's some scratching paint, white paint on the black. There's some excess paint right there. On her chest, the black plastic or the black paint, there's some imperfection. It's not as smooth as you want it to be for her chest. White paint bleeding all over the place, like bleeding with the red. For the cowl, there are some crevices that have not been painted with that teal green paint. The head sculpt came out great, although I actually saw another figure that had some scratching on the left eye and the right eye, just some fingerprints or brush strokes here and there. So there's a lot of paint issues on the figure. That's probably my only gripe about it. But moving past that, the figure looks great. I'm glad they used the Spider-Girl mold, which logically they should use that. The previous from previous figures we've seen, they didn't give her extra pairs of hands. That's another thing I was a little bit disappointed with. I was hoping they'd give her, other than the thwip hand, they'd give her that hand like that. But I guess they had to spend money on this thing. She comes with the Absorbing Man's wrecking ball, which is also essentially the accessory they use for the wreckers, for the wrecking crew. And I wish they could have given her more accessories. They did give her, however, an extra head. I think this cost a lot of money, so that they couldn't give her any more hands. And the cowl, which rests on her back, you could do that. You could replace. Yeah, we'll do that later. So again, paint apps, major issues. It really depends on you. You can gloss over them, but I think Hasbro should learn how to use white paint. Ball joint on the neck, articulation, he's got a ball jointed neck on a hinge, ball jointed upper torso, ball hinge shoulders, elbows and wrists, ball jointed hips, thigh swivel, double jointed knees, calf swivel, ball hinge ankles with the rocker joints. The only thing I didn't like about I love the Spider-Gwen costume. The only thing I don't like about it is the sneakers. They look like when Rodriguez draws it on the comic book page, it looks like she's wearing some bathroom slippers or bedroom slippers, which kind of sucks. I wish they had just made it like white instead of teal, so they'd look like Chuck Taylors or something like that. But yeah, what can you do? So anyway, great figure. My grade, despite the paint imperfections, I'm gonna still give the figure 10 out of 10 because I'm pretty biased with the figure. If you read up on Spider-Verse, on Spider-Gwen, in another universe, it wasn't Peter Parker who was bitten by the radioactive spider. It was Gwen Stacy who got bitten by the spider, and she became Spider-Woman. And Peter Parker wanted to be special. He got jealous of Gwen, or Spider-Girl, Spider-Woman, and he tried to change himself, and then he turned himself into the lizard, eventually dying. And it was a very dramatic scene because it was like a role reversal. Gwen dying in the arms of Peter Parker in 616, Universe 616. But in Gwen's universe, it was Peter dying in her arms. Very dramatic. I haven't been reading up on the latest Spider-Gwen comics after Secret Wars. It's just the drama, the writers just sometimes gets way overboard. I wish they'd When they shake up the comic book, I'll probably start reading it again. Anyway, so let's see if we can replace the head. There's no way to remove the cowl without removing the head sculpt. So if you want to connect it, just keep the head there in the cowl. Don't bother taking it out. Okay. So you can put the cowl that's been folded on her back like that. Incidentally, I tried to replace this head over the Marvel girl, the Hasbro Marvel Legends Marvel girl that I had, the Rachel Marvel girl, but that had a bigger ball joint, so it's not gonna work. So she looks great, Gwen Stacy. You know, everybody loves Spider-Gwen, especially when I read up Spider-Verse. Here she is with old pal Peter Parker. They could have made a great call. Incidentally, she's a drummer on the Mary Janes band, if you didn't know that. Let's get the other Spider Girls here. Let's try and form our own Spider-Verse. You get Mayday, Anna Corazon. Get rid of this box. Excuse me. Spider-Woman, of course. The other Spider-Woman, the clone Spider-Woman. We'll put Spider-Man here. Who else? Ben, of course. Forget Kane. I mean, I wish they would have made instead of Absorbing Man, I wish they could have made another Build-A-Figure maybe mutated Kane, or one of those Spider Eaters, one of those in the Spider-Verse storyline. I forgot their name. I even forgot their name, but they're the ones who eat spiders, the Spider Totems, the Immortal, the Eternals, whatever. I forgot their name. And Miguel. So very nice. The Spider-Verse figures are and teams are really shaping out well. We just need Spider Ham, maybe Spider UK, Spider India, and then you'd have a full set on our hands. So very, very nice. Well done, Hasbro. Thank you for giving us Spider-Gwen, and the fans wanted it, and very, very timely for them to release it. So thanks. Well done. Figure gets 10 out of 10 for me because of my bias. But if I didn't have a bias on it, it'd probably get a 9. Still get a very high score. There you go, folks. The Marvel Legends series, Spider-Man, Absorbing Man Build-A-Figure series, Edge of Spider-Verse, Spider-Gwen. Thanks for watching.